しなく続く道 I know this is so weird looking at one thing and then you have to look at the cell phone because that's on Instagram. Like weird. Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending both in person and online. Today is the Tenchi Kane Grand Ceremony where we honor Tenchi Kane-sama. And so it's going to be a little bit longer service, but I think every part of the service is an honor and appreciation to Kami-sama for the blessings, favors, protections, and interventions we receive on a daily basis. Without any further ado, let's begin today's ceremony. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 2 for the purification prayer. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living, to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. With each wave, may each and every one of your diseases and discomforts, pain and suffering, mental and psychological impairments, and all impurities and negativities be dispelled to the great and vast universe. Allow each and every one of us to be in the purest state of mind, as we are favored, blessed, and protected by the great love, virtue, and energy of Tenchi Kane no Kami. 지도敬礼, please bow your heads in prayer. 慎みて、木上金光大臣の御前に間を割く。今より天地金の神五大祭を取り行わんとす。教祖金光大臣をはじめ、歴代金光様、金光教神戸教会、姫路教会、福崎親教会、ポートランド教会、各教会、初代教会長、歴代教会長のんとこすがり申し、今日の御祭り使い祭らんとす。これあげ行わん礼儀記憶5日に、おろがみ祭る信奉者もろもろ、おのものも身を正し、心新たにただかしめたまえと、勘取り次恋ネギたて祭りて、かしこみもまおす。木上金光大臣、I seek your toritsugi for today's service. Today, we conduct the spring grand ceremony dedicated to parent kami, Tenchi Kane. As someone without virtue, I seek to receive and cling to the virtue of Konko Daijin, the successive Konko Samas, as well as the founding, past, and present head ministers of the Konko churches of Kobe, Himeji, Fukuzaki, and Portland for today's service. Today, the believers and I come together with our hearts, bodies, and minds, refreshed, purified, and ready for today's service. Thank you. Now, please raise your heads. Kenseng Gyoji. At this time, we will have the ritual of offerings at this moment. Please open your prayer books to page 3 for Kami prayer. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven, the richness of earth. Time flows without cease. Years pass without end. In heaven and earth is a life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is a truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi Kane no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many, not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing and began the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The Divine Parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day, he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth. And he knew not the coming of night. By night, he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered. And he knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Tenchi Kakitsuke, the guiding principle for our daily life. Divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray. So we earnestly pray. Please bow your heads in prayer. 加減幕も賢き、ひがみ金光大臣、天地金の大神様の前に、金光教育やろうせる教会長、矢は教師の代わりで、金光教教師。かしこみも魔王作、賢かれど我が天地金の神橋、神未徳天地にあまねく道渡らせたまい、物皆を生かし、よろずのことを整えさせたまい、わきても天地の間に住む人間を神の愛しごとめで慈しみたまいて、あるはどうも賢きことの極みになん。On this day, We're truly grateful for the many blessings and favors that we have been allowed to receive, as well as our foundations. The rain that falls, our bodily functions, the air we are allowed to partake of that sustains our lives, the relationships that we encounter and have, the love and warmth of ohana and friends. These and many more blessings, we take them for granted and we forget to appreciate them. Along with our apologies for not being aware, we mahalo you for the blessings that have sustained and enriched our lives. Mahalo piha. Thank you very much for sending Ikigami Konko Daijin. It is because of Konko Daijin's sincere and pure heart he was allowed to encounter a once fearful deity that turned out to be a kami of love and benevolence. It is through this benevolence that we find answers, solace, and love. Your desire for sending Ikigami Konko Daijin was clearly stated in the revelation received on October 10th, 1873. Quote, Tenchi Kane no Kami has sent Ikigami Konko Daijin to the people to bestow divine favors, interventions, and teachings, as well as to have them prosper from generation to generation. Kami is because of humanity, and humanity is because of Kami. Both continue to uphold each other. Arigatou. However, you also relayed to us the pathway to living our lives, receiving okage, and helping us to see the world from a positive perspective. This pathway is known as the Tenchi Kakitsuke, or the Universal Reminder, which was given to Ikigami Konko Daijin on April 11th, 1873, 150 years ago. It is with great humility that we thank you for bestowing the words Ikigami Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Kami, Shin ni negae, Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari, kongetsu konnichi de tanome. Through Ikigami Konko Daijin to Tenchi Kane no Kami, pray wholeheartedly, for you will find Kami's divine favor and blessings are in one's heart of joy and harmony. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you, Tenchi Kane no Kami, for the blessings and opportunities, favors and interventions, love and compassion you shower upon all of us. And we make a commitment to remember you in all aspects of our lives, to turn our hearts to you and ask for your continued assistance. We offer our hearts of appreciation for the daily goyo of our spiritual patriarch, Kyoshi Konko-sama. We pray that you will keep him and his wife, Nobuko-sensei, healthy in order for them to continue with their goyo. We also offer prayers of appreciation for the third Konko-sama, Setsutane Konko, the late Reverend Hiromi Ushio, Koharu Ushio, Hironao Ushio, Isao Goto, and Tomoyo Goto, as well as the Reverends Hironori Ushio, Tokuko Ushio, Nobuharu Uzunoe, Kyoji Konko, and Wakiko Igawa. It is due to these invaluable ministers that this very church, this very place of worship exists today, and so do all of us. Each of these ministers played a key role in the establishment of the Konko Church of Whittier-Rose Hills. We offer prayers of apology for the seen and unseen, knowing and unknowing irreverences committed not just by us, the living, but also that of our ancestors. We know that our words and actions can cause pain and hurt, and irreverences accumulate. We apologize that the power and energy of the Whittier Church has also dwindled, and we have somewhat lost our way. However, it is our hope that we will re-energize ourselves and our faiths to move forward. We pray that you will take our hand and guide us back to the path of purity and humility that leads us to you. We pray that this church will rise like the phoenix to once again regain its former glory and to be filled with the prayers and laughter of people from all over the country and the world. We pray that a successor will come soon to assist Reverends Kyoshi and Wakiko Igawa. Please help us to understand the irreverences we have made in the past, and we ask you to receive our apologies as we learn to reflect upon ourselves. Please help us to clear away the meguri through taking responsibility and practicing our individual faiths. Please allow us to utilize the lessons from our mistakes and provide us the strength to bettering ourselves and moving forward. Cleanse our bodies and minds through Toritsugi, where we can receive your words and talk to you for everything, including concerns, anger, and pains in our hearts, through the mediator. As Ujiko, who have embraced your teachings, it is my prayer that we live in a world with courage, in this world with courage. At present, we are in the midst of a revolution. And I pray that each of us enter in what may seem like dark times with a lantern of hope to discover your heart again. By refreshing and restarting our own relationships with you. Let us take a bold step in a revolution that will make this world a better place for all Ujiko. As the light of hope and faith, please help us to not only keep unconditional love and compassion for all in our hearts, but also to reflect it in our daily lives. As you witness daily scenes of protest, scenes of police brutality based on race and anger, scenes of violence, it is without doubt that we know your heart aches. Let us, your light, be the force of peace and change the world needs. It is you who taught us ten to chi no aida ni sumu ningen wa minna kami no ujiko. Humans living between heaven and earth are all the beloved children of Kami. We know this teaching of unconditionality is a teaching of love. We know that this teaching of unconditionality is not about acceptance, but instead, it is about embracing all people as brothers and sisters. We know that this teaching of unconditionality transcends race, sexual orientation, size, color of one's skin or hair color, gender identity, age, occupation, social status, etc. We know that this teaching of unconditionality is about love. We know that through this teaching, you're asking us not to be accepting, but instead to be embracing, loving, kind, and generous. I implore you to please use each of us to make an impact, big or small, on our communities, cities, counties, and countries. As we go through this darkness with you, let us be the light. Guide us in our hearts and our actions to be embracing, loving, kind, and generous. Through these trials, it is my fervent prayer that our relationship with you will grow stronger and closer. Dear Tenchi Kane no Kami, we implore you to please use each of us. Guide us in our hearts and our actions. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. As you're well aware, there is a war going on in Europe between Russia and the Ukraine. Civilians and soldiers are being senselessly killed. And as one ohana, it is our prayer that we pray for this fighting to end. We pray that both sides will respect each other's sovereignty. Where there is injury, let us offer forgiveness. Where there is discord, let us build peace. We pray for the victims of tragedies, natural and human-made disasters, to recuperate materially, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Kami-sama, Whittier-Rose Hills Church has had many ups and downs. However, it has always accepted your precious Ujiko. This church and its Ujiko have been wonderful examples of your unconditional love. We ask that you continue to help this characteristic continue to shine through from here to eternity. Let this church continue to be filled with the love and joy to help heal the hearts of those seeking to be saved. Fill the church, its ministers, and Ujiko with laughter and harmony to help increase the joy in the lives and souls of those who come into contact with the Whittier-Rose Hills Church, its ministers, and members. Please watch over Reverends Kyoshi and Wakiko Igawa as they are presently safe in the home of their daughter, Kaz Igawa. Keep them safe, healthy, and happy. Allow them to continue to do their ministerial goyo from New Jersey. We pray that the neighborhood, city, and county that the church and the Ujiko live in to prosper, flourish, and thrive. The people and Mitama to be saved. The Ujiko to be healthy, prosperous, and live in abundance. Keep them safe and at peace, and allow your glory to shine brightly, and people to encounter not just the church, but also the teachings of Konko Daijin and Toritsugi. Finally, we offer our hearts of love and appreciation to you for the progress that the Reverend Masako Cicerina Kikigawa has been making, the dynamic changes that have been taking place in regards to her care. However, we also offer prayers for the Reverend Nobuko Kikigawa and her present health situation. Allow both Masako sensei and Nobuko sensei to be the light, the phoenix that guides their families to reawakening their souls, shed themselves a meguri, and renews their desire to do your goyo. Tenchi Kane no Kami, please accept the offerings placed before you as simple tokens of our appreciation for the blessings bestowed on all of us daily. The grace, warmth, and love that you wrap us in when we are sad, we're lonely, afraid, or angry. The favors, protections, and interventions that you grant us in our times of need and our selfishness. These offerings and the words of thank you could never express or equal that which you have bestowed on each of us. さらには国の内とにありて、もろもろの亡きことどもに入れ合いし、すべての人々の上に安心、立ち行きの大御影、こうむらしめたまい。これのウィティアローズヒル広前、ニューヨーク、ニュージャージー州会をはるかに愚かみ祭りである人らが、今日の大見祭りの関比例をあまねくこむり、各教会において使え祭る天地神の神大祭を同じ願いのままに、うらしく使えられましめたまいと申す。We pray that the blessings and favor of today's service is granted and received by all here today, and those who could not be with us. Me ki aloha pume hana, mahalo anuie, our beloved Ikiami Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Kami. Now, please raise your heads. At this time, I'm going to ask Miko Igawa to please offer the tamakusha on behalf of Reverend Kyoshin Wakiko Igawa. I will be asking Avalon Igawa to please offer the tamakushi on behalf of Reverends Yoshiko and Toshio Ota of the Lancaster Church. And next, I'll ask the congregation to individually offer the tamakushi. So. Please open your prayer books to page 6 for recitation of the Tenchi Kane. At this time, I'd like to ask that as this is the 150th year that the Tenchi Kane has been received, I ask with great appreciation we recite the Tenchi Kane together. Tenchi Kane. 気神金光大臣天地金の神一心に願えおかげは我が心にあり今月今日で頼め Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, and harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Adoration Prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep, living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving. How happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami. We honor the power of Kami. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Chido haire 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 11 for prayer to the departed souls. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith that we handed down to old generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. Chido Keire, please bow your heads in prayer. 岩幕も賢き、俺のウィティアローズヒル教会のご霊殿につきまつるご霊人様に。Starting with the Kandori family, Konko family, Ushio family, Kawakami family, and Nakabayashi family, including the late Reverend Akinobu Konko, I respectfully call upon the following families and individual mitamas to join us today. 金光大臣様のご両親、birth parents of 金光大臣、ご孫父様、father、十平勘取、ご母堂様、mother、下勘取、adoptive parents of 金光大臣、梅次川手、岩川手、川手 family、西本 family、赤沢 family、秀島 family、大坪 family、中山 family、新山 family、後藤 family、西 family、武田 family、立野 family、つゆき family、渦上 family、湯川 family、井川 family、碇 family、藤本 family、菊川 family、松本 family、佐伯 family、田中 family、O'Farrell family、Ivy family、Sanchez family、Landeros family、Whaley family、Fong family、Ping family、Ota family、Lim family、Ayabe family、Brown family、Klaus family、Fukagawa family、藤本 family、古谷 family、Horn family、Inoue family、Karagawa family、Kent family、Kittaka family、Lang family、Matsui family、Miyagawa family、Moriwaki family、Nakatsu family、Nakayama family、Okazaki family、Oomura family、Sugimoto family、Tagami family、Taniguchi family、Tepnappa family、Umemoto family、Urata family、Wata family、Yamamoto family、Yamauchi family、Yasutake family、Boyaju family、King family、Spencer family、Windsor family. Thank you all for watching, guiding, and protecting us in our daily lives. We also honor those who passed away in the month of June. Mrs. Kikuyo Konko, Reverend Tsuru Matsui, 100 years. Reverend Norio Sato, Reverend Hiromi Ushio, Reverend Fumio Matsui, Reverend Norikazu Yukawa, Noriko Niiyama, 95 years. Richard Miyagawa, Sadako Fukuhara, Reiko Suzukawa, Kazuko Onito, Rodney Masashi Nishida, Peter Yasuo Takeuchi, Keiko Umemoto. Please receive the offerings placed before you as simple tokens of our appreciation as well as our hearts and prayers of love and appreciation and sincerity. We ask that all the mitama called forth today, please be with their descendants. Please continue to watch over, guide, and protect all of them. 玉だすきかけて祈らないよよのや、親の御親の神の支配よ。玉だすきかけて祈らないよよのや、親の御親の神の支配よ。Now, please raise your heads. Chido tomoni haire, 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. Please open your prayer books to page 14 for the ancestral prayer. Dear Mitama spirits, everlasting and integral part of the divine parent of the universe, we pray that the Mitama of our ancestors and family, as well as the Mitama of all people, are at eternal peace and happiness. To you who have gone before us, we give thanks wholeheartedly for paving the way through hardships and self-sacrifice, in order that we, who are here today, can receive all the benefits of your endeavors. To you, our ancestral spirits, we gratefully acknowledge the protection and guidance which you have bestowed upon us. We pray that you continue to protect and guide us throughout our daily lives. We pray that we realize and develop your divine virtue this and every day. Chido haire, 4 sincere claps. I have no clue who those other people are, but hi. Thank you very much for joining us today at our Tenchi Kane grand ceremony. This ceremony is held once a year. Even though we honor Kami-sama once every month, we do this one particular service kind of to balance out what Kami-sama had given. And I can't remember which revelation it was, but there's a revelation that states that there is to be a service on a specific date monthly in honor of the founder himself, and that Kami-sama was on a separate date. And I think what Konkokyo headquarters had done was we wanted to make sure that we remembered, and we take the time at least once a year to come together, to be able to give thanks, to reflect. And I think, when Reverend Kyoshigawa picked June, I thought, oh my gosh, why do you have to pick June for Godaisai? My gosh, he should have just done it in May. But then when he did it in May, it was Whittier and then San Diego, one after another. I thought, gosh. But I was thinking about this June, and I gave a sermon last week at San Diego Church, and I was reflecting on this. I said the same thing, and this is the same thing I said in December. Here we are. This month is the demarcation mark for the ending of the first half of the year. And my question to all of you is, have you reflected? And I don't like the term count your blessings, because that makes no sense to me at all. Doesn't make any sense. Have you reflected on the blessings that you've received up to this point, the favors that you received? I don't care what religion you partake of. I don't care if you're a Buddhist, Christian, Tenri-kyo, Kongokyo. Have we really reflected upon them? So many of us don't. And this month, if you really think about this month gives us an opportunity to reflect and show our appreciation, and to think about what can we do next? What is our next step to building a closer bridge to Kami-sama? Wakiko Sensei always spoke about, Reverend Wakiko Igawa always spoke about Shinjin Kojo. She always spoke about Aratamari. Aratamari means reflection and reform. Shinjin Kojo is the development of one's faith. But I always knew she always kept wanting me to have a closer relationship to Kami-sama. Always to have that closer relationship to Kami-sama. And I didn't quite get it when I first got here. I remember this is in I can't remember what year it was. Kaz had picked me up at the airport. And she had to fill up gas, so we stopped off in Compton. And this guy said, oh my gosh, please be careful. I just got robbed. And Kaz goes, okay, we're getting back in the car. And we're going to find another gas station. So I don't want to get robbed either. We found another gas station anyway. I think it was the next day Miko had come in to say hi, because I got in at night. And she said hi, and we were talking. And she said, Todd, if I promise you, if you listen to well, we called her mommy. I know the rest of you call her Wakiko Sensei or Bachan. That's fine. She said, if you just listen to mommy, don't buck her. Just do everything she says. I guarantee you, I promise you, you will receive okage. Like, okay, Miko said so. I guess it's going to happen. And I can tell you the first couple of months were very rocky, because I was like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? I don't know. And I would kind of act out in rebellion, which I did, because it didn't make sense to me at all. Until we had a come to Konko Daijin conversation. And then I decided, okay, let's really listen to what Miko had said. Because she said, I promise you, you will receive okage. I don't know what kind of okage I was supposed to be getting. Was I supposed to win the lottery? That would have been nice. I don't know what okage she was talking about. Who knows? But this, well, actually it used to be there first. The altar where that cabinet back there is, that used to be the altar. As I got to witness the birth of a church, just imagine, Wakiko Sensei will make 30 years of being a minister next year. It also makes 30 years that she started not just practicing her faith here, but praying here, praying for other people, beginning her missionary work here in Whittier. 30 years would be next year. And I got to witness this birth. And she always said, Todd, your goyo here is to take care of the altars. You are to clean it every single day. I have to tell you, I don't know which was worse, the smaller one or the bigger one, because they both took an equal amount of time to clean. Regardless of how big this is or how small that was, it took an equal amount, about 2 hours at the most. But she said, while you're cleaning this altar, this is your opportunity to speak to Kami-sama. Say anything and everything that's in your heart. Ask for everything and anything in your heart. I kind of hesitated upon the asking for. I really stupid of me. I really should have used that time to ask for everything and anything I wanted. I could have won that lottery, but I didn't. But I everything that was in my heart, I would pray. I would talk to Kami-sama, and I really believe I developed this really close relationship to Kami-sama. Every time I cleaned the floor, by the way, the floor wasn't this. This was all tatami at one point. When we moved from there to here, it was like all tatami here. This is brand new. I can't remember when this was put in either. This was all carpet, so that's part of my clean. I had to clean the carpet too. And no one was allowed to touch the carpet until either Ji-chan or Ba-chan, Reverend Kyoshi or Wakiko Sensei walked on it first. I was not very happy if someone else did, because I did a beautiful job. So beautiful. Right, Miko?
Yeah, the V.
The V. It was so pretty, let me tell you. Don't mess with it. But I really believe I had developed that relationship with Kami-sama. And this is where that Shinjin Kojo, the development of our faith, isn't just that talking to Kami-sama. It's also the action that goes into it. I had a seminary classmate by the name of Reverend Yoriko Sakamoto. She was from the Miyazaki Church in Japan. And she was just like Wakiko said. She was a beautician like Wakiko Sensei. But she became a minister at, I want to say 70-something years old. But in the development of her faith, she was going to church every day. At first, it wasn't every day, but it became every day. And then after she went to church, she would go to her beauty shop. And, she was an incredibly talented beautician. And she had enough clients where she was an incredibly successful, talented beautician. And yet for Sakamoto Sensei, that wasn't enough. Like, I go to church every day. And she thought, what can I do to show appreciation? Because she was financially amazingly well-to-do. And this is before she became a minister. So she shared with me that in appreciation to Kami-sama, even though at the beginning of the day, she went to church to Omairi to receive mediation. Then she went to her shop. It was closed. After the first customer, she always blocked off time where she took whatever was, so it could be $5, $20, $30, $50, whatever that amount was that the customer paid. She took that amount and she closed her shop, went to church, and osanaided to Kami-sama. And then she went back to her shop and she worked the rest of the day. And I asked her, why would she do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. She said, my talent isn't my talent. My talent is a gift from Kami-sama. And if I didn't have this gift from Kami-sama, I couldn't help make clients happy. And my biggest prayer is for my clients to be happy. But then she's realized, this isn't enough. Just doing what I'm doing isn't enough. And this is when she wanted to become a minister. And then she founded a church that was literally, I want to say about 300 miles away from her, where she used to live, in a completely different prefecture. She lived near nobody, but the fact that she was able to live an abundant life, that she had this abundance, she was able to buy a house there. Her hiromai, if you've ever been to the San Diego church, you've seen how big our hiromai is. It's much smaller than this. Her hiromai, her church, her worship hall was literally a quarter of the size of the San Diego church. It was her altar was probably a little bit smaller than the Kami-sama altar here. And she was fine with that. And she was such an integral part of her community. She did so much. And I asked her, was this a sacrifice? She goes, no, this is my way of saying thank you to Kami-sama. This is my relationship with Kami-sama. Everything was a relationship with Kami-sama for her. And, that's kind of what I want for all of you. Definitely, this is a month to really reflect on the blessings, favors, interventions, and protections we've received. That we received from this month all the way to the beginning of the year. And I have to tell you, I'm so grateful. I believe I've grown, I've learned, I've understood. I don't say a lot. Please, I'm not saying I know everything, but I think I've grown in my relationship. I've grown in my understanding of Kami-sama's heart. And what more do I want to give back? this month, this service actually marks the 3rd year of my goyo here at Whittier Church. And, I'm so grateful. I used to think, oh, I'm doing this in appreciation to Igawa sensei. And then I stopped that. I realized, no, not anymore. This is the most amazing goyo that I've received. To be able to come here once a month, to be able to do goyo here once a month. And what I've learned in this process, like you can't get this. Not many ministers operate 2 churches, take care of 2 churches. At most, even 3. I don't take care of 3, I promise. That'd kill me. But 2 churches, to take care of 2 churches. What does it mean to take care of 2 churches? And the challenges that come with it. And Wakiko Sensei always said, whenever you do anything with a sincere heart, Kami-sama will take care of your health, will take care of your finances, and will take care of your time. Whatever you do it with a sincere heart. Kami-sama will take care of, I'm going to repeat this again, your time, your finances, and your health. And I have to admit, I have been incredibly blessed, especially since we started this at the height of the pandemic and until this point as well. And so, I encourage all of you to please reflect. Don't count your blessings, because that makes no sense to me at all. But to reflect on the blessings, favors, interventions, and protections you received. And then ask yourself, what's my next step? What do I do next? And I don't care, if you online are Christian, Buddhist, Tenchi, or whatever. I ask that you use this month of reflection so that you can become closer to Kami-sama and take action, take that next step action, just like Sakamoto Sensei did. I'm not asking you to, after your first client, you take whatever they gave and go to church. I'm not asking you to do that at all. But what can you do in your individual faith? Which would be a next step to bring you closer to Kami-sama. And so I ask that you please take that into consideration. Please think about that during this month. That being stated, I want to end here with the sermon. The next service for the Whittier Church will be the last Sunday next month. I'll be leaving for Hawaii next week, Tuesday. And I will be back on the 16th of July. So our service will be at the last Sunday of July. So I hope to see all of you there. If you want to come here, that's perfectly fine. We welcome you here. But until then, please take care. Please stay safe. And would any of you like to say goodbye to those who are online? I can't see how many people, but there were, I think, 3 people at one point. They're saying bye. Bye. Thank you. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Thank you. Ooh. I don't know who's here. Let's see. I don't know. Bye.